Jihai's scanner beeped rapidly as she analyzed the void venom. Her eyebrows rose higher with each reading. Okay, this is fascinating. The base compound is essentially ethanol. Very strong ethanol. Like 90% alcohol content. Alcohol? Hyunwoo perked up. Like drinking alcohol? Mixed with bioluminescent bacteria and some trace minerals that make it glow, Jihai continued. The bacteria are harmless to humans. They just make light. But the alcohol content is insane. This is basically industrial-strength liquor. Yuna moved closer to read the scanner data. Wait, that's it? It's just really strong alcohol with glow-in-the-dark bacteria? That is not just alcohol, Drax protested. It dissolves metal. It burns through organic material. It is the most dangerous substance in my inventory. For your species, yes, Jihai said. For humans? She looked at Hyunwoo. You'll get drunk. Very drunk. But it won't kill you. Humans have been drinking alcohol for thousands of years. We actually enjoy it. The gathered crowd murmured in disbelief. A being made of what looked like living crystal spoke up. You are saying humans consume metal-dissolving solvent for enjoyment? We call it vodka, Hyunwoo said. Or moonshine. Or grain alcohol. Yeah, we drink stuff like this. Not usually this strong, but close enough. He took the container from Drax. The old Velkari's antennae were quivering. You are serious. You truly intend to drink this? Just a small amount, Yuna cautioned. This is way stronger than normal drinks, and you're on duty tomorrow. Hyunwoo raised the container in a toast. To cultural exchange. He took a careful sip. The liquid burned going down, and he could feel it glowing in his stomach. Wow, that's strong. But yeah, it's basically just alcohol. Really good alcohol, actually. The glow is a nice touch. Drax sat down heavily. Impossible. I have seen this substance burn through hull plating. You should be dying. Different biology, Jihai explained patiently. What burns through your exoskeleton is basically party fuel for us. Humans have an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase that breaks down ethanol. We've been using it for everything from celebration to medicine to religious ceremonies. The crowd pressed closer, fascinated and horrified in equal measure. Hyunwoo took another small sip and felt the warmth spread through his chest. This would sell really well on Earth, call it alien glow vodka or something. That comment sparked an idea. Over the next week, a strange trade network developed. Aliens would bring Hyunwoo substances they considered dangerous. He would try them and rate them. In exchange, he would share information about human foods and drinks. Several enterprising merchants started taking notes about Earth imports. But the real event was still coming. Human Cuisine Night was scheduled for the following weekend. Jihai and Hyunwoo spent their free time preparing. They requisitioned a large space in the recreation area. They ordered ingredients from Earth. They prepared safety stations with antacids, milk, and medical equipment. Are you sure about this? Yuna asked as she helped set up the medical station. Some of these dishes could seriously hurt non-humans. That's why we're doing it properly, Jihai said. She was posting warning signs in multiple languages. Everyone who attends will sign a waiver. We'll have clearly marked safety zones, and we'll serve tiny portions so people can try without overdoing it. The night arrived. Over 60 beings crowded into the recreation area. The air was thick with anticipation and nervousness. Hyunwoo stood at the cooking station, wearing an apron that said "Danger Human Chef" in 5 languages. Welcome, he said to the assembled crowd. Tonight you've tried our foods. Now we share ours. But first, some rules. Start with the mild section. Work your way up slowly. If anything burns, don't panic. That's normal for human food. Milk and bread are at every station to help cool your mouth. He unveiled the first dish. This is buldak, fire chicken. It's chicken cooked in a very spicy sauce. The name literally means fire meat. The dish was bright red. The smell alone caused several beings to move backward. A brave Morphean approached first. I will try. I survived your Pop Rocks crystals. How bad can this be? Hyunwoo gave him the smallest piece. Just a tiny bite of chicken with a little sauce. The Morphean put it in his mouth. For 3 seconds, nothing happened. Then his entire body began to vibrate. He made a sound like a malfunctioning engine and ran for the milk station. Too hot? Hyunwoo called after him. The Morphean drank an entire container of milk. Fire, he gasped. Actual fire in mouth. Despite this, a line formed. Species after species tried the buldak. Most couldn't handle more than a tiny taste. Some needed medical attention, though nothing serious. but all of them were amazed that humans ate this regularly. Next came sundubu jjigae, a spicy soft tofu stew. The bright red broth bubbled in its pot, releasing clouds of capsaicin-laced steam. Most aliens couldn't get within 2 meters without their eyes watering. Krell stood at a safe distance watching. "I cannot believe you eat these things willingly." "This is comfort food," Hyunwoo explained. "We eat this when we're sick, or sad, or happy, or just because it's Tuesday." "Madness," Krell said, but there was respect in his voice. Thriss approached the table, his antennae raised in determination. "I wish to try, not the fire chicken, something milder, to honor the cultural exchange you have shown us." Ji-hee guided him to a dish of kimchi jjigae, a kimchi stew that was relatively mild by Korean standards. She gave him a piece of kimchi and a tiny bit of broth. "This is about as mild as Korean food gets. Still be careful." Thriss consumed it slowly. His plates shifted through several colors. His antennae curled and uncurled. But he kept it down. After a moment he spoke. "It burns, but there is flavor beneath the burn. I can taste it, complex, many ingredients working together." "Exactly." Hyunwoo beamed. "That's what it's about. The spice isn't just heat, it's flavor. It's depth. It makes you appreciate the other tastes more." Thriss managed a small bow. "I understand now. When you drank our searing nectar, you were not simply being brave. You genuinely enjoyed it. The way we enjoy our foods, you enjoy yours." "And yours," Hyunwoo added. "I really did like that searing nectar. Still want to buy more." More aliens attempted the various dishes. Some managed a bite. Some couldn't get close. But all of them gained a new appreciation for human biology and culture. The fact that humans not only survived these foods but craved them changed perspectives. During a break in the tasting, Ji-hee pulled Hyunwoo aside. "This is going better than I expected. Look at them. They're scared but curious. That's the first step to real understanding. Think we should tell them about the really spicy stuff?" Hyunwoo grinned. "Like we haven't even brought out the Korean hot peppers yet. This is all mild. Let's not kill our guest," Ji-hee laughed. "We can do advanced level another time." 3 more humans arrived partway through the event. Taejin, an engineer, and Subin, a pilot, had heard about Human Cuisine Night and came to support. They brought contributions: coffee, energy drinks, and chocolate. The coffee alone caused a sensation. The smell made several species dizzy. "This is a stimulant," a medical officer from the Quellian species observed. "A powerful stimulant." "You drink this regularly?" "Every morning," Taejin confirmed. "Sometimes multiple cups. It helps us wake up and focus." "We have stimulants in our medical bay," the Quellian said, "but they are carefully controlled. You just drink it for fun?" Subin held up an energy drink. "This has even more caffeine, plus other stuff. Humans drink these before exercise or during long work shifts." The Quellian scanned the energy drink and his eyes widened. "This concentration would cause heart failure in my species." "You use it casually?" "Yeah," Subin shrugged. "I mean, too much isn't good for us either. But in normal amounts, it's fine." The chocolate was the final revelation. Ji-hee explained that theobromine, the active compound, was toxic to many Earth species. "We literally poison our own pets if they eat this," she said. "But humans can eat it safely. We love it." A Velkari scientist who had been taking notes all evening finally spoke up. "I am writing a paper about this. Human dietary madness and evolutionary paradox. Your species should not exist. The combination of substances you consume would kill most beings. Yet you thrive." "We're adaptable," Hyunwoo said. "Humans can live almost anywhere, eat almost anything, and survive almost any condition. We're not the strongest or the fastest, but we're really hard to kill." The evening wound down with full bellies and new friendships. The aliens who had attended left with stories to tell and a new respect for humans. The Velkari crew helped clean up, their earlier skepticism completely transformed. As they were packing away the last dishes, Thriss approached Hyunwoo. "When we gave you the searing nectar, it was meant to humble you, to show you that humans had limits. Instead, you showed us that human limits are simply different from ours. You have taught us more about your species in 2 weeks than all the briefings and documents combined. And you gave me something valuable too," Hyunwoo said. "You gave me a chance to share my culture, to connect with beings from across the galaxy over food. That's what it's all about, right?" "Understanding each other?" Krell stepped forward. I apologize again for the prank. It was foolish and potentially dangerous. Water under the bridge, Hyunwoo said. Then he grinned. Besides, you introduced me to searing nectar. I really do want to buy more. Thriss was already running to the communication panel. His multiple arms moved in a blur as he activated the emergency medical channel. Medical emergency in Cargo Bay 7. Human has consumed toxic substance. Send help immediately. Hyunwoo looked up from examining the bottle. Emergency? I'm fine. Really, this stuff is just mildly spicy. You are not fine, Thriss said, his voice cracking through the translator. You have consumed 50 times a lethal dose of searing nectar. Your organs should be failing. You should be unconscious by now. But I feel great, Hyunwoo insisted. He took another sip to prove his point. The Velkari made collective sounds of despair. Venna was backing away toward the exit. He drinks more. The human drinks more of it. This is madness. Plix had pulled out his personal datapad and was frantically searching something. Human biology, human biology. There must be information about toxin resistance. Krell remained sitting on the floor, staring at Hyunwoo like the human had just broken the laws of physics. Impossible, he kept whispering. This is impossible. The medical bay doors burst open 3 minutes later. A human woman in a medical uniform rushed through, followed by 2 hovering medical drones. She had dark hair pulled back in a ponytail and carried a field medical kit. Her name tag read Dr. Yuna. She took one look at the scene and stopped dead. Hyunwoo standing there looking confused, the Velkari in various states of panic, the bottle of searing nectar in the human's hand noticeably emptier than before. Let me guess, Yuna said, her voice dry. They gave you something deadly and you drank it? They said it was a ceremonial welcome drink, Hyunwoo explained. Was I not supposed to drink it? Yuna walked over and took the bottle from his hands. She read the label and actually laughed. Searing nectar, of course. Let me guess, it tastes like spicy citrus. Yeah, exactly. Hyunwoo brightened. Not bad, but I've had hotter. My mom makes this stew that would— Oh, I know, Yuna interrupted. I'm from Busan. My grandmother's kimchi could probably kill half the species on this station. She turned to the Velkari crew. He's fine. Completely fine. Thriss's antennae quivered. But the toxicity levels. The warnings. How is this possible? Yuna set down her medical kit and pulled out a datapad. Okay, quick biology lesson. Humans evolved eating a huge variety of substances. Our bodies developed resistance to many compounds that other species find lethal. She pulled up a chart showing human digestive system. The main ingredient in searing nectar is similar to capsaicin. That's the chemical that makes peppers spicy. Peppers? Plix looked confused. What are peppers? Plants, Yuna explained. Earth plants. Humans have been eating them for thousands of years. They produce a chemical defense mechanism to stop animals from eating them. But humans decided we liked the burning sensation, so we cultivated them, made them even stronger, created hundreds of varieties. Krell finally stood up, his legs shaky. You're saying humans eat plant poison? For enjoyment? Yep, Yuna said cheerfully. Peppers, coffee, alcohol, chocolate, garlic, onions. Lots of things we eat are technically toxic. Our bodies just handle them differently. She swiped through her datapad, showing images. This is a Carolina Reaper pepper. It's 300 times stronger than what's in that bottle. Humans eat them in competitions. For fun, the Velkari stared at the images in horror. Venna's antennae had curled up completely. Your species chooses to experience pain? It's not exactly pain, Hyunwoo tried to explain. It's more like spicy. It makes your mouth feel hot, but in a good way. It enhances flavor. There is no good way for mouths to feel like they are burning, Thriss said flatly. Yuna grinned. Wait until you hear about alcohol. That's literally a poison, ethanol, it kills cells. But humans drink it to relax and socialize. We've been doing it for over 10,000 years. Poison, Krell repeated slowly. You drink poison to relax. Also caffeine, Yuna continued. It's an insecticide in nature. Plants make it to kill bugs. Humans drink it every morning to wake up. Some people drink 5 or 6 cups a day. Plix looked at his datapad in disbelief. This cannot be correct. Your species would not survive such behavior. But we do, Yuna said. Because we're adaptable. Our livers are really good at breaking down toxins. Our taste receptors can handle extreme sensations. And our brains actually release pleasure chemicals when we eat spicy food. We've turned poison resistance into a form of entertainment. Hyunwoo held up the bottle of searing nectar. So this really is safe for me? Completely safe, Yuna confirmed. Drink the whole thing if you want. Though you might want to save some. This stuff is expensive and it actually does taste pretty good. Thriss made a sound like escaping steam. This was supposed to be a prank. To teach the human humility. To show him that he cannot just consume anything without consequences. A prank? Yuna raised an eyebrow. Krell's plates shifted to embarrassed colors. We did not intend real harm. We were going to stop him before he drank. But he moved so fast, and then he just kept drinking it, Venna added, her voice small. Yuna shook her head, but she was smiling. Look, I get it. Humans are weird. We know we're weird. Our biology doesn't make sense to most species, but that's exactly why you need to be careful with pranks. She pulled a small bottle from her medical kit. It was labeled in Korean. This is gochujang paste. It's a fermented chili paste that humans use as a condiment. It's probably 100 times stronger than the searing nectar. She held it toward Krell. Want to try some? Krell jerked backward so fast he knocked into Plix. No, absolutely not. That is what I thought. Yuna put the bottle away. Here's a tip for working with humans. If we offer you food, ask what's in it first. If it smells like chemicals or fire, don't eat it. And definitely don't try to prank us with deadly substances because there's a good chance we already eat something worse for breakfast. Hyunwoo looked at the bottle in his hands. Understanding was dawning on his face. You guys thought this would hurt me. That's why you were all so tense. You were watching to see me react to poison. The four Velkari suddenly became very interested in looking at the floor. Thriss spoke first. We miscalculated severely and we apologize. It was wrong to test you this way. We did not understand human biology, Krell added. We made assumptions based on our own experiences. It will not happen again. Hyunwoo was quiet for a moment. Then he started laughing. Not polite laughter, but genuine full-body laughter. You should have seen your faces. When I took that second drink, Krell, you just sat down, just gave up completely. Despite themselves, the Velkari's antennae began to rise slightly. Plix made a clicking sound that might have been a chuckle. Your face was also amusing, so casual. Like you were drinking water? Speaking of which, Hyunwoo said, I was serious about wanting more. This would be great with my lunch. Can I buy some from wherever you got this? Yuna laughed. I'll send you the address of the shop. But Hyunwoo, maybe go easy on the alien substances for a while. Just because you can drink them doesn't mean you should drink them all. Where's the fun in that? Hyunwoo grinned. As Yuna packed up her medical kit to leave, she turned back to the group. Oh, and guys? Word of advice. This story is going to spread. By tomorrow, everyone on the station will know that the human drank searing nectar like it was juice. Get ready for attention, she was right. By the end of the shift, Hyunwoo had 3 different species stop by the cargo bay just to see the poison-drinking human. And this was only the beginning. The story spread through Nexus 7 like fire through dry grass. By the next morning, every bar, shop, and docking bay had heard about it. The human who drank searing nectar. The cargo worker who treated deadly poison like a mild beverage. The newcomer who had shocked an entire Velkari crew into silence. Hyunwoo arrived for his shift to find a small crowd gathered outside the cargo bay. Aliens of species he had never seen before stood waiting. Some held bottles. Some held containers. All of them wore expressions of curiosity mixed with disbelief. Is it true? Asked a reptilian creature with purple scales. You drank an entire bottle of Velkari ceremonial poison? Well, not the whole bottle, Hyunwoo said, embarrassed by the attention. Maybe half. The crowd murmured in amazement. A small furry being pushed forward holding a flask. Try this. It is Thixian acid wine. It will dissolve your tongue. Hyunwoo looked at Thriss, who had emerged from the cargo bay. The dockmaster's antennae were drooping in what looked like exhaustion. I cannot stop you, Thriss said.
But perhaps we should ask Dr. Yuna to be present?
An hour later, the cargo bay had transformed into an impromptu testing ground. Yuna stood nearby with her medical scanner looking amused. A growing crowd of station inhabitants watched as various species presented Hyunwoo with their deadly substances. The Thixian acid wine was first. Hyunwoo took a careful sip. Oh, that's interesting. Super sour, like those extreme candy things kids eat. Little bit fizzy, too. Not bad. The Thixian's jaw dropped. Literally. The hinges of his mouth went slack with shock. Next came Morphean crystal shavings. Yuna scanned them first and nodded. Hyunwoo popped a few in his mouth and immediately started laughing. They're like pop rocks. The candy that crackles? These are great. A Morphean female made a sound like breaking glass. But they are our most potent intoxicant. You should be hallucinating by now. I feel fine, Hyunwoo said. A little tingly on my tongue, but that's it. The tests continued. Quellan rot fruit, which smelled horrible but tasted like strong cheese. Braxian bitter root that was incredibly sour but manageable. Zenith spice crystals that were genuinely hot even by human standards, which made Hyunwoo happy because he finally found something with real heat. More, he said after trying the Zenith crystals. Do you sell these? I want to buy some. The crowd was growing. Word had spread that the human was still going. Still trying everything offered to him, still surviving with no ill effects. Some aliens were taking notes. Others were placing bets on what would finally affect him. Krell watched from the cargo bay entrance. Venna stood next to him. We created a monster, she said quietly. We created a legend, Krell corrected. Look at him. He is enjoying this. Hyunwoo was indeed enjoying himself. Each new substance was a puzzle, a challenge, a story to tell. And the aliens watching him were starting to look at humans with new respect. Maybe humans were physically weaker in some ways, but this kind of biological resilience was impressive in its own right. The crowd parted as a new figure approached. She was human, tall, with short black hair and wearing a science division uniform. She carried a data pad and wore an expression of scientific curiosity mixed with exasperation. You must be Hyunwoo, she said in Korean. I'm Ji-Hai, xenobiologist. I arrived on the station this morning and immediately heard about the crazy cargo worker drinking everything in sight. Hyunwoo grinned. That's me. Want to try some Zenith crystals? They're actually spicy. I want to scan you, Ji-Hai said, and maybe prevent you from accidentally killing yourself. Just because you can drink something doesn't mean you should. She pulled Yuna aside. The two women talked quietly, checking data on their pads. Then Ji-Hai addressed the crowd. Okay, everyone. Show's over for today. The human needs to actually work, and I need to run some tests to make sure he hasn't damaged his liver or stomach lining. There were groans of disappointment, but the crowd began to disperse. Several aliens left their contact information with Hyunwoo, asking him to try their cultural drinks later. He agreed enthusiastically to all of them. Once the bay was clear, Ji-Hai sat Hyunwoo down and ran a medical scan. You're lucky, she said. No damage so far, but you need to be more careful. Just because your body can process these substances doesn't mean there's no risk. I was being careful, Hyunwoo protested. Yuna was checking everything first. Yuna is a medical doctor, not a xenochemist, Ji-Hai said. Some of these compounds might have delayed effects, or they might interact with each other in unexpected ways. You've consumed like 15 different alien substances in one day. She showed him her data pad. Look, I understand the appeal. You're representing humanity. You want to show we're tough. But please let me analyze things before you drink them. I can tell you exactly what they'll do to your biology. Hyunwoo nodded, chastened. You're right. I got carried away. It's fun, you know? And everyone seems so impressed. They are impressed, Ji-Hai assured him. But let's keep you alive to enjoy that impression, okay? Over the next few days, Ji-Hai became a regular presence in the cargo bay. She and Hyunwoo developed a system. Aliens would bring substances. Ji-Hai would analyze them. If they were safe, Hyunwoo would try them. If they were genuinely dangerous, even for humans, she would explain why he couldn't. It became a popular attraction. Species from all over the station stopped by during breaks to watch the humans work. They brought foods, drinks, and substances from their homeworlds. Hyunwoo tried everything Ji-Hai approved. His reactions became the stuff of station legend. The Velkari crew watched this transformation with mixed feelings. We wanted to humble him, Plix said one day. Instead, we made him famous. We showed him our respect through a traditional gift, Thriss said thoughtfully. He accepted it with genuine gratitude. Perhaps that is the real lesson here. Not about toxins or biology, but about cultural exchange. Krell clicked his mandibles in agreement. He could have been angry about the prank. Instead, he laughed. He could have been afraid of alien substances. Instead, he became curious. Maybe humans are not just biologically resilient. Maybe they are emotionally resilient too. Ji-Hee had another idea brewing. She approached Hyunwoo one evening after his shift. I was thinking, you've tried food from dozens of species. Why don't we show them human food? Like what? Like real Korean food? The spicy stuff? The fermented stuff? All the things that make other species nervous. We could host a dinner. Show them what humans eat for pleasure. Hyun-woo's eyes lit up. Human cuisine night. Exactly. I'll handle the analysis and safety warnings. You handle the cooking. We'll invite everyone who's shared their food with you. Show them that cultural exchange goes both ways. They announced it the next day. The response was overwhelming. Over 50 different beings signed up to attend. The station's recreation area agreed to host. HFY began preparing safety briefings and antidote stations just in case. But first, there was one more challenge to face. Drax, the elderly Velkari shopkeeper who had sold Krell the searing nectar, appeared in the cargo bay. He carried a container sealed with multiple warning labels. I heard about your activities, Drax said to Hyun-woo. I have brought something special. Something I have never seen any being consume safely. He opened the container. Inside was a thick, glowing liquid that seemed to shift colors in the light. The smell alone made several Velkari back away quickly. This is void venom. It is used as industrial solvent. One drop can burn through metal. I do not believe even a human can drink this. The cargo bay went silent. HFY was already pulling out her scanner. Yuna, who had arrived for her routine check, moved closer to get a sample. Hyun-woo looked at the glowing liquid. Then he looked at the crowd that had gathered. Then he smiled. Let's find out. Krell walked through the market district of Nexus 7 with purpose. The station's commercial area was always busy this time of day. Aliens from dozens of species shopped, traded, and argued in a dozen different languages. He moved past food stalls selling things that would kill most species and shops offering technology that defied easy explanation. He found what he was looking for in a small Velkari specialty shop. The owner, an elderly Velkari named Drax, greeted him with raised antennae. Krell, I have not seen you in some time. What brings you here? I need a bottle of searing nectar, Krell said. Drax's antennae dropped. The ceremonial drink? That is not something we sell often. It is quite expensive and dangerous to most species. I am aware. Krell pulled out his credit chip. I need it for educational purposes. The old shopkeeper studied him for a moment, then clicked his mandibles in what might have been amusement. This is about the human, yes? I heard you have one working in your cargo bay now. Word traveled fast on the station. Krell's plates shifted color slightly, the Velkari equivalent of embarrassment. The human is overconfident. He thinks he understands our ways after one day. I merely wish to teach him a small lesson about respecting alien substances. Drax went to a locked cabinet at the back of his shop. He returned with a crystalline bottle filled with amber liquid. Warning symbols covered the label in multiple languages. 1 drop of this will cause a Velkari to experience burning sensations for 3 hours. For most other species, it causes severe organ damage. Some have died from exposure. I know the risks, Krell said, but we will not let him actually drink it. We will watch his reaction, let him feel fear, then explain the danger. It will humble him. Be careful, Drax warned as he accepted payment. Humans are unpredictable. They are new to our galaxy. Who knows how their biology will react? Krell took the bottle carefully. That is exactly why this lesson is necessary. Back at the cargo bay, Krell showed the bottle to Plix and Venna. They examined it with concern. This seems dangerous, Venna said. What if he actually tries to drink it? He will not, Krell assured her. Look at the warning labels. Even without translation, the symbols are universal. Skull icons mean poison across hundreds of cultures. Plix clicked his mandibles nervously. Thriss should approve this. They found their supervisor checking inventory in the storage section. When Krell explained the plan, Thriss's antennae went flat against his head. This is foolish. If the human is harmed, we could face serious consequences. We will stop him before any harm occurs, Krell insisted. This is about teaching him respect. He comes here, eats poison for lunch, lifts loads meant for machines, and acts like our station is just another human facility. He needs to understand that human arrogance has limits. Thriss was quiet for a long moment. Finally, his antennae rose slightly. Very well. But I will be present, and if anything goes wrong, this was your idea, Krell. The next day, Hyun-woo arrived for his shift in good spirits. He had slept well and was eager to continue proving himself. The work was hard but satisfying. And despite their initial coldness, he thought he was starting to win over his co-workers. The morning passed normally. Hyunwoo moved cargo, organized shipments, and helped repair a malfunctioning loading crane. The Valkyrie watched him work with what he interpreted as growing respect. He didn't notice the way they kept glancing at each other, or how Krell kept touching a pocket in his work harness. During the midday break, Thriss called everyone together. "We have been working together for 2 days now," he announced. "In Valkyrie culture, we mark such occasions with a small ceremony. Hyunwoo, you have proven yourself capable. We would like to offer you a traditional welcome gift." Hyunwoo's face lit up. "Really, that's very kind of you." Krell stepped forward, pulling the crystalline bottle from his harness. The amber liquid inside seemed to glow in the bay's lighting. "This is searing nectar. It is a ceremonial drink among our people. We offer it to those we respect." Hyunwoo took the bottle carefully. He noticed the weight, the craftsmanship of the crystal, the care with which it had been sealed. He also noticed the warning labels covering every surface. His translator earpiece struggled with some of the symbols, but he recognized a few. Hazard, danger, toxic. "This looks serious," he said slowly. "It is an honor to receive it," Thriss said. His voice was steady, but his antennae were quivering. "Among our people, refusing such a gift would be a grave insult." Hyunwoo looked at the 4 Valkyrie faces watching him. He thought about cultural sensitivity training. He thought about his mission to represent humanity well. He thought about how hard he had worked to earn their respect. He did not think about the warning labels. "Thank you," Hyunwoo said sincerely. "I'm honored to receive this." His fingers worked at the seal. The Valkyrie tensed. Krell's antennae shot straight up in alarm. This was happening faster than planned. The human was actually opening it. "Perhaps," Venna started, her voice uncertain. "You would like to save it for later, for a special occasion?" "No way," Hyunwoo said, smiling. "If this is a traditional welcome, then I should accept it properly, right? Besides, I'm curious what Valkyrie ceremonial drinks taste like." The seal broke with a soft pop. A sharp scent filled the air like citrus mixed with something chemical. The Valkyrie all took a step back simultaneously. Plix made a small distressed sound. Hyunwoo raised the bottle. "To new friendships," he said, and tilted it to his lips. "Wait," Krell shouted, lunging forward. Too late. Hyunwoo took a generous swallow. Not a sip. Not a taste. A full mouthful of liquid that could kill most species with a single drop. Time seemed to stop. The Valkyrie froze in absolute horror. Krell's plates had gone pale, cycling through colors of shock and fear. Venna's antennae had gone completely limp. Plix had actually stumbled backward. And Thriss, responsible for his crew, looked like he was watching his career end in real time. Hyunwoo lowered the bottle. He stood there for a moment, the liquid still in his mouth. The Valkyrie waited for him to collapse, to convulse, to show some sign of the horrific pain he must be experiencing. Instead, Hyunwoo swallowed. He looked thoughtful, tilting his head slightly. "Huh," he said. "That's interesting." "Medical," Thriss whispered. "Someone call medical now." "It tastes like—" Hyunwoo paused, considering. "Like weak gochugaru with a hint of citrus. Maybe some vinegar? The heat is pretty mild, though. I was expecting more kick from something called searing nectar." 4 pairs of compound eyes stared at him in disbelief. Krell's translator made a sound like static, as if the device itself couldn't process what was happening. Hyunwoo looked at the bottle again, then took another drink. A longer one this time. The Valkyrie watched in stunned silence as the human consumed enough poison to kill a dozen beings. "Do you have more of this?" Hyunwoo asked, genuinely interested. "It would go great with my lunch. The spice level is actually perfect for pairing with rice." Krell's legs gave out. He simply sat down on the deck, his antennae hanging limp in defeat. The cargo bay doors of Orbital Station Nexus 7 hissed open, and Hyunwoo stepped through with his duffel bag slung over one shoulder. He looked around the massive space with wide eyes. Ships of every shape and size were docked along the walls. Aliens he had only seen in training videos walked past him without a second glance. This was really happening. He was actually working in space now. A clicking sound made him turn. 4 insectoid creatures approached him. They stood on 2 legs like humans, but that was where the similarities ended. Their bodies were covered in shimmering crystalline plates that reflected the station's lights in rainbow patterns. Multiple arms extended from their torsos, and their heads featured large compound eyes and twitching antennae. These were the Valkyrie, his new co-workers. The largest one stepped forward. Its voice came out in a series of clicks that his translator earpiece converted to words. "You are the human." Hyunwoo, correct? Yes, sir. Hyunwoo straightened up and tried to look professional. Reporting for duty as cargo specialist. The Valkyrie's antennae drooped slightly. I am Thriss, Dockmaster. These are Krell, Venna, and Plix. He gestured to the others with one of his 4 arms. We will see if humans can handle real work. Hyunwoo noticed the doubt in Thriss's tone but kept smiling. He had expected this. Humans were new to the galactic community. Most species still thought of them as fragile and weak. He was here to prove them wrong. Show me what needs doing, Hyunwoo said cheerfully. Krell, a slightly smaller Valkyrie with darker plates, pointed to a stack of cargo containers. Move those to Bay 3, 2 per trip. Do not strain yourself, human. We do not want you injured on your first day. Hyunwoo walked over to the containers. They were about the size of refrigerators made of some dense alien metal. He grabbed one with both hands and lifted. It was heavy, maybe 200 pounds, but nothing he couldn't handle. He tucked it under one arm and grabbed another with his free hand. Behind him, he heard Venna's translator crackle with surprise. Both? He took both? Hyunwoo carried the containers across the bay. He could feel 4 pairs of compound eyes staring at him. When he returned for the next load, the Valkyrie were whispering to each other in their native language. His earpiece didn't translate it, but their body language said enough. They hadn't expected this. The shift continued like that. Tasks the Valkyrie said would take all day. Hyunwoo finished in hours. He didn't get tired the way they predicted. He didn't need as many breaks. By lunchtime, Thriss had stopped giving him warnings about overworking. Hyunwoo found a quiet corner of the bay for his lunch break. He pulled out his container of homemade food. The spicy scent of kimchi filled the air immediately. He also had some gochujang paste mixed with vegetables and rice. His mother had packed enough Korean side dishes to last him a month. He was happily eating when Venna approached. Her antennae were pointed forward in what his training said meant curiosity. What is that substance you consume? Lunch, Hyunwoo said, holding up a piece of kimchi with his chopsticks. Want to try some? Venna leaned closer. Her antennae suddenly shot backward. She made a sound like escaping steam and scrambled away. Caustic fumes. You are eating something that produces caustic fumes. Plix rushed over. Are you damaged? Should we call medical? Hyunwoo blinked in confusion. What? No, it's just fermented vegetables. It's totally normal. Fermented? Krell's voice was filled with horror. You eat rotted plant matter willingly? Well, when you say it like that, Hyunwoo laughed. Yeah, I guess so. Humans eat a lot of fermented stuff. Kimchi, pickles, cheese, yogurt. It's good for digestion. The 3 Valkyrie backed away further. Thriss approached more cautiously. He kept his distance but seemed fascinated. Your species consumes decomposing organic material for enjoyment? And health, Hyunwoo added. The fermentation process creates beneficial bacteria. Bacteria, Thriss repeated slowly. You eat bacteria. Hyunwoo realized this conversation was going nowhere good. It's safe for humans, promise. We've been eating like this for thousands of years. The Valkyrie exchanged looks. Their antennae moved in patterns Hyunwoo couldn't read. Finally, Thriss spoke. Continue your meal, human. But please, consume it at a distance. The rest of the day passed smoothly. Hyunwoo proved himself capable with every task. He could fit into spaces too small for the Valkyrie. His endurance outlasted theirs. By the end of the shift, the crew's attitude had shifted from skepticism to confusion. Humans were supposed to be weak, but this one was anything but. As Hyunwoo was cleaning up his workstation, Krell and Plix stood together near the equipment lockers. They were speaking in low clicks, but his earpiece picked it up. The human is stronger than expected, Plix said. Too confident, Krell replied. He thinks he can handle anything. Perhaps we should remind him that he is still new to our galaxy. A small lesson about respecting alien biology. What do you suggest? Krell's antennae curled in a way that Hyunwoo's training video said indicated mischief. I have an idea. Something harmless. Just to show him that humans do not know everything. Hyunwoo pretended not to hear. He had a feeling his co-workers were planning something. But he had dealt with workplace pranks before. How bad could it be? That night in his assigned quarters, Hyunwoo unpacked his belongings. The room was small but comfortable. He had a sleeping pod, a desk, and a small food preparation area. He set up pictures of his family and organized his clothes. Tomorrow would be another day of proving himself. He thought about the Valkyrie crew. They seemed decent enough, even if they were surprised by everything he did. The looks on their faces when he carried those containers had been priceless. And the way Venna had reacted to his kimchi was actually kind of funny. Hyunwoo smiled to himself. This assignment was going to be interesting. He could already tell. Working with aliens meant constant surprises on both sides. They didn't understand humans. Humans didn't understand them. But they would figure it out together. He just hoped whatever prank Krell was planning wasn't too elaborate. Hyunwoo had survived boot camp, asteroid mining training, and his family's spice tolerance competitions. He could handle whatever these insectoid co-workers threw at him. Little did he know that tomorrow would change everything. Not just for him, but for how the entire station viewed humanity, all because of a bottle, a prank, and a human's inability to turn down a friendly drink.